Hey, everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you are doing great. We're going to talk about something that's not doing great. That's the Florida real estate market. And it's because of an insurance crisis. This is getting worse. It's not only in Florida, it's also in California. There's some other places that it's getting a little hard to get insurance on your home. Not only are prices going up, but some insurance companies are straight up walking away. This is going to be bad for mortgages and for real estate, but it's going to be good for you if you're sitting on the sidelines and waiting. Okay. Um, Here we go. The story is out of Newsweek. It's entitled Florida Insurance Crisis Spells Mortgage Disaster. The ongoing insurance crisis in Florida, fueled by the exodus of major insurances and the increased risk of extreme weather events, could trigger a downturn in the state's real estate market, experts told Newsweek. It seems like we're always just one news cycle away or one disaster away from disaster, right? But yet, things always end up working out? Or is it, I guess the real question is, are we just getting used to higher prices and worse service when it comes to insurance companies? Um, I've been watching just the media the other day. I was in an elevator and there was a cover of a magazine where it was a picture of a wildfire in California. It said something about insurance and this is why your insurance is going up. It's starting to hit everybody in their face. Hey, just curious if you're from Florida, hashtag Florida. I want to see how many people are in there. As a matter of fact, someone's saying that they own a home in Florida and it's a disaster. That comes from Special K. It is really, really bad. And this is one of those things where even in the midst of disaster, even if you're living in Florida, you have to start thinking, you know what, this is an opportunity. Because as people shy away from buying and days on market are extending, it's only going to be better for you as you can pick up properties cheap. And this is the thing, the insurance crisis is going to go away. Eventually, what is going to happen? And before we go into this story, I got to explain. One of the reasons for this crisis is because of building materials and delays in fixing stuff. So insurance carriers or companies were not able to keep up with what they said. They said, hey, if your house is burnt down or something happens, it's going to be fixed within the next amount of days, or we have to pay you this or put you into a house and get you a rental car, all this kind of stuff. And they weren't able to keep up with that because of delays in shipping, the supply chain blockage. That's what started all of this. On top of that, then add the increase in the supply cost, but the home cost too. Insurance companies just couldn't cope with it, right? Well, what's going to happen is as this crisis goes full blown bad, real estate comes down in price and then everything evens out. The sun comes out tomorrow. This isn't the end of the world. And that's what I want to share this with people, because most people, they just live in today. The blinders are on. They're just looking at their circumstances today. And trust me, I'm like that too. I'm always fighting looking at today's circumstances. I'm doing it right now with my own life, but it's hard. But you have to step back, take a deep breath, and look at the bigger picture. I'm not joking. Like, I'm guilty of it too. All right, so now back to this insurance crisis. Homeowners in the Sunshine State currently pay the highest insurance premiums in the country. Floridians pay private insurers an average premium of about $6,000 a year, according to the latest data from the Insurance Information Institute, or Triple One, according to Barron's and CNN Business, compared to the national average of 1,700. That is well over three times. Fewer people can few people can self-insure against the loss of their home, and banks require an insurance policy to protect their collateral and provide a mortgage for their house. The increasingly unaffordable cost of home insurance risks leaving residents uncovered and thus unable to get a mortgage should they want to buy a new home, which could escalate to a statewide decline in the real estate sector. I just talked to somebody that has a family member in Maui that was their home was completely ripped to the ground, burnt to the ground in those wildfires. And she said that their family members were offered a 2% mortgage as a solution. Now, this is through the SBA or a government program, and the people that were affected by this jumped at that opportunity, obviously, because they are real estate professionals and they see the light at the end of the tunnel, because they said, look, yeah, we're going to take this option because they know how valuable the property is, even currently, as ashes. and they are going to rebuild, and they're going to build better. And and that's the whole point. At some point, the government does come in. Now, state of Florida has come in and they have state-sponsored insurance. As a matter of fact, California is now talking about it because they are in a crisis that most Californians have no concept of. Quite frankly, they're just griping and complaining about the raise in prices. They don't know what's coming next. And California, especially if we get another big wildfire season that's all over the press, they're going to run with that to say, hey, we're in a crisis. We're going to have to dive in. The government's going to have to start bailing it out, which means more taxes and all kinds of things, you know? Um, so here it says right here, the increasingly unaffordable cost of home insurance risks leaving residents uncovered and thus unable to get a mortgage should they want to buy a new home, which would escalate to a statewide decline in the real estate sector, which honestly is already happening. If you don't have an insurance policy, it's basically impossible to take out a mortgage, Benjamin Key says, an economist and a professor of real estate and finance at the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School. He goes on to say, and given the important role of finance that financing plays in the housing market, without a functioning insurance market, you don't have a functioning mortgage market. You don't have a functioning housing market. And that is absolutely true. People need to wake up that this is much bigger than just rising rates. There's also an insurance crisis going on, which again leads to my thesis for the past 3 years that we are headed for the greatest real estate downturn in the last century. So I hope that you are getting ready. If you aren't saving money right now for this, you're going to be on the sidelines. And trust me, from my personal position of being on the sidelines, even after selling all my properties in 2006, there were some big properties that would have netted me tens of millions of dollars, but I didn't have the little bit of money to scrape up at that point for those properties. Now, in my opinion, a little bit of money could be different than others, but I just want to share that with you because I vowed in 2012 that this would never be me again, that I would be absolutely ready for this next real estate cycle. And I have been saving and working and doing side hustles for the last well over 10 years to get ready for this. And I am foaming at the mouth, quite frankly. I'm not joking. Like, I am so excited. It's crazy. And at the same time, I want to warn the world to get ready as well, because if we don't take back the wealth of the nation, then we're going to lose it. I hope you realize that. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to everybody that went over and checked out the new channel. This can make you, or this will make you rich. Just went and filmed some more videos last night. We're going to get a little bit more in depth, more technical on economic stuff. But right now we're starting out just the basics to help people get out of debt. Thank you to everybody that's over there supporting that channel. This will make you rich. If you hashtag it down below, I will, or this will make you rich and this will make you rich channel, I will pin one of those comments. Thank you so much. The Economic Ninja is out.